Hello and welcome to my creative space. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Welcome to another DIY video. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe and join this creative squad. In today's video, I am back with more farmhouse decor ideas. I hope you're excited to see what I created, so let's get started. For my first DIY, I'm using these letter stencils, some black and white paint, as well as this wooden piece. You could use Dollar Tree signs and glue them together. It all depends on how big you want this piece to be. Now, I am also going to use these glass gems that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Don't mind that they're painted. I tried to use them in a past project that was a fail. And if you've seen my videos, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. But anyway, so I got this idea of using these gems from Heyo Let's DIY, and I thought it was genius because they look just like the wooden beads, and they're just cheaper. But anyway, now I am just going to start painting this whole thing in white with my acrylic white paint, and then I will switch to a smaller brush to get in between each bead just to make sure everything is nice and everything is basically painted. Now I am going to take my stencils. I want this sign to say gather because it will be going in my kitchen, and I am going to start placing them down. These stencils came from or they are from Waverly. I had them for like 4 or 5 years honestly, and I didn't really use them that often until now. But anyway, now I'm just placing them, and once I have them exactly where I want them, I am going to start adding the black paint. The paint I am using is from Waverly in the color ink, and as you can see, I had to cut this little sponge brush down because it was too big and it was just making a mess, so I had to cut it. And as you can see, this letter is not perfect, but I did go back in and I used a smaller brush and kind of went around the letter to make it look nicer and cleaner. And yeah, that's all I am going to do until I complete all my letters. Here is what my sign is looking like. Now you can leave it white. I decided to go in with some antique wax and distress it, but this is optional. I love the distressing, so I went in for it. Here is a picture of the end result. I am in love of how this sign turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. For my next DIY, I am taking these bamboo spoon, fork, and spatula, as well as this sign, and I am going to use some black and white paint as well as Dollar Tree stickers. Now I am going to start with my kitchen stencils, and I am going to paint them in the color black. I am using my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. I am going to paint front and back of these completely, and you can use any color you want. I just went in for black because it matches the colors I have going on in my kitchen. Once they are painted, I'll let them dry, and then I'll move on to the sign. I am removing the metal piece this came with, and I am taking my sanding sponge and sanding it down because it was kind of bumpy from the glue. I'll clean it up, make sure it's clean, and then I will take my acrylic white paint, and I am going to paint this whole sign completely in white. Once my pieces are completely dried, I am taking my white sign and I will spell the word yum with Dollar Tree stickers. Now I am placing my stencils, and I am going to take my ruler and figure out exactly where I want each of these to be, and I want them to be even, so I'll mark with a pencil where I want them to be, and then I'll just take my ruler again to make sure that they're even, and then yeah, I'm just going to do a little measuring to make sure everything's even. Now to hang my stencils, originally I was going to use these nails, but they were not going through. This piece is hard as a rock and the nails were just bending, so I end up taking my drill and creating the holes in this piece, and then I end up switching from nails to these push pins instead, and it was a lot easier, and they're gonna be fun because these kitchen stencils are not heavy at all. What I end up doing is just going back in there with some white paint and painting the push pins to make sure everything was going to be one color. And here is the end result. I love how this piece turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. my third DIY, I'm taking 3 of these mini wooden palettes that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, some stickers, and some black and white paint. I am going to start by removing the sticker that these have on the back. Once that is done, I will move on to grabbing my acrylic white paint and painting these completely with this color. I am also switching to a smaller brush to make sure I get into the smaller spaces. That way, when I hang them, all I can see is white and not other colors. Once I am done doing that and I make sure that the front and back of these are completely painted, I will let them dry. Once they are dried, I am going to take the stickers, and I am not using the actual sticker. I am using the outside of the sticker, I guess. And I am going to grab my black chalk paint and I will paint the letters. And yeah, I'm just gonna do that until I finish all 3 of them. Once they are completed, I will remove this sticker, and this is what it looks like now. Now that they are dried, I am going to just grab some greenery and I will place it on the top, and that completes this look. How easy and simple is this sign, but yet so pretty. Now here is a picture of the end result, and I love how this little sign turned out. For my last DIY, I'm taking 2 wooden crates from the Dollar Tree, the super big popsicle sticks, these framed from a canvas, and some stickers, as well as some black and white paint. I am going to start by painting this frame. This one came from a canvas that I used on my previous video, and it came in super handy for this. Now I am going to paint it in the color black, and I am using my Waverly chalk paint as always. And if you ever have questions about what I'm using, it would always be in my description box. Now I am going to paint my jumbo popsicle sticks, which I already trimmed down to the size that I need them for my canvas frame. And those wooden crates, I used them on a past project. I literally just paint them white, and then I just went in with some black paint on the little crevices that they have. Now I am going to start gluing my popsicle sticks onto the back of my frame, and as you can see, I kind of messed up and I added the glue onto the popsicle stick without seeing exactly where I needed to glue it. So I removed it and then flipped it over, and then I just glue it back in there, and now it's going to look a lot nicer. I suggest you apply the glue onto the frame, that way you don't risk getting glue inside. I am going to continue gluing all these popsicle sticks until I finish. Now, once I get to the bottom, I will need a smaller piece, so I will trim down the big popsicle stick into a smaller piece, and then I will glue that into place. Now that that is glued and dried, I am taking these stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I am going to spell let's eat. You can spell anything you like. I just wanted it to go along with the theme that I am going to have for my gallery wall. Once that is done, I am going to start putting all these pieces together. So I am grabbing 2 more of these super big popsicle sticks, and I am going to glue them to the back of this sign. These popsicle sticks, I grabbed them from Walmart, if you're wondering. Once I glue them, I am going to trim them down a little bit because this was a little bit too tall, and I just grabbed my scissors, cut them down, and then I added some hot glue and placed them on the wooden crates, and that is it. Now it's just a matter of decorating, so you decide what to do. I added some Spanish moss, these rock moss I think they're called. I picked them up from the Dollar Tree, and then I just added some Dollar Tree and Walmart greenery. And here is the end result. I love how this sign turned out. As a matter of fact, I love every single one of these DIYs. I've been wanting to do a gallery wall in my kitchen for a long time, so I am happy with all of these pieces. Don't forget to comment below your favorite DIY. Give my video a like. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you on my next DIY. Bye!